Cocoplum's making a renaissance with a lot of redevelopment and a lot of renovations. It was the iconic community of the 80s and 90s. We're going to take off down there. We're going to do some market reports. We're going to show you the values. We're going to show you the makeup of the area. All the real estate in there is good, but not all waterfront is created equal. Some areas have bridges, some don't have bridges. So we're going to inform you today on what Cocoplum living is all about.
That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Overthink tomorrow and we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Overthink tomorrow and we're alright. That's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you
We got Buena Vista Social Club pumping, flat seas, high blue skies. We're headed out to the office. Most people take an elevator. We're taking a 29-foot Orion. Any of these neighborhoods, guys, we don't just provide this content. We're really in the business. So if you're thinking about moving down to Miami and you want an insider's view into the lifestyle, living in here in Miami and finding you the best opportunities to do so, make sure to reach out, send us a DM, subscribe to this channel because we do this day in and day out. We're taking out of our home here in Coconut Grove Marina. You don't have to live on the water to enjoy the boating lifestyle here in Miami. Coconut Grove is an awesome neighborhood in itself. You got a bohemian village type vibe, goes way back here. It's one of the most coveted areas of Miami. We saw the recent purchases by the Google execs. We're gonna take off out of here, head south. We're gonna stop, check out Cocoplum, talk about values there, talk about the community and the history. As we take off out of the marina here, it gives us an opportunity to check out Regatta and Bayshore Landing. These are two relatively new concepts now. They've been here for a couple years, but it's a really cool vibe right here on the water. You got waterfront experiences, great nightlife, and that's done by Trio Group. Want to say hi to Eddie Garcia and our friends over at Trio. We've done a great deal with them in the past. So this is a really cool spot to make sure you check out, and it's a really good amenity here in Coconut Grove and the Coconut Grove Marina. So this little island here is really cool. You see people access it from the dinghies. It's got a little dock to tie up there. There's a group here in Coconut Grove. It's called Coconut Groove. They've actually hosted many music festivals on this island, which is a really cool vibe. You got that Tulum jungle vibe experience. So that's a cool little place to jump off, maybe have some lunch and enjoy the water out here in the Grove. We made our way down to the Coral Gables waterway. The most valuable part of Cocoplum is right here on the bay. This is called Tahiti Beach. There's probably about 11 homes directly on the open bay here. Cocoplum is a gated community, but Tahiti Beach is its own gated community within the gated community. So this is the highest value real estate in Cocoplum, and you can see why. We're not ones to talk about the high profile people that live in the different communities because we do think their privacy is ultimately very important, but that's a really cool build that's going on right there. I will say it's one of the top Major League Baseball players in the game, a Latin ball player born and raised in Miami as well. So that's a really cool build, and it's one of the newest ones going up on Tahiti Beach. So I love the vibe coming in here from the water into Cocoplum. You have almost like a mangrove forest here right into the Cocoplum Yacht Club with the main building in the middle almost acting as the lighthouse and the police station here within Coral Gables. So you got the police right here. So if you're in this community, it's very safe. It's a gated community here within Coral Gables. So if you're living on the water in Miami, chances are you can afford the time and you don't have to be anywhere fast. Most of the time, the idle drive to your property plays a factor in the value. But I love this ride into Cocoplum. It's got beautiful natural landscape with these mangrove forests here. And it really plays a factor into the peacefulness of coming into one of the most coveted communities in South Florida. Right as we come in from the entrance and past the marina, we come into Largo Monaco as we hook a right. And the streets here are going to be Miraflores and Prado Boulevard. So most of Cocoplum is cut off by a bridge, but it's a very high bridge. But here on Prado Boulevard and the houses on Largo Monaco and the ones out on the Coral Gables waterway don't have any bridge to bay. So other than Tahiti Beach, this is where we're going to see the highest value, because other than the length, you're not limited to the size of boat that you can bring in here and dock. So George Merrick originally bought the real estate here from the Deering family that's now known as Cocoplum. We started with building Tahiti Beach in the 1920s. It was filled with tiki huts and teepees built by Seminole Indians, and it was basically a social grounds for the elite here. Later on in the 70s, it was developed by the Arvida Corporation, and that's where we started to see it play out into the Cocoplum we know today. We just made our way past the main bridge into Cocoplum, and you can see it still has plenty of height. It is going to limit you with regards to the size tower that you can get into here. So you're really probably not going to bring in a large sport fish, but there are some good sized yachts like you see behind me that do make its way in. So it's not that much of a hindrance as far as property values or access here in Cocoplum. So the determining factors with regards to value here in Cocoplum are primarily going to revolve around where you're located and situated on the water. Some of the homes have more narrow canal access like we see here, with your really only views being these mangroves, while others sit on open lagoon type settings. We're seeing waterfront homes, the average or median price range is at about $2,106 per foot, and they're sitting on the market for about 112 days. With regards to available properties, there's about 8 listings available in the community with a total value of $178 million. One of the features that sets Cocoplum apart is the world-class amenities that most of the other communities don't offer. Phase 2 of Cocoplum offers a full clubhouse with tennis courts, basketball courts, gym, spa, sauna, and other great features that sets itself apart and brings a great value to the residents. So we caught a little flack in a video where I kind of misspoke and I didn't choose my words widely, and I called the mangroves an inconvenience. Obviously, we understand that mangroves are very valuable. They help protect the coastline, they provide safe habitat, and they help improve water quality. But what I meant was, in some cases, when you are in a waterfront home, you do want to be able to enjoy your view, and in a lot of the areas, the mangroves do block that, and they're a protected species. All I meant was views. We do appreciate our mangroves, the natural landscape here in Florida. So sorry about that misuse of words, but we're only talking about the views that the mangroves inhibit. So these are one of those open lagoon locations that I was talking about within the community. Off to my east here, we have Isla Dorada, and my west here, we have Los Pinos. So you can see here you have more of a lake type setting. It is somewhat of a trade-off because it's about a 20-minute idle back into here. But this is one of the most favorable locations to be if you're not going to be out on the open bay or beyond the bridge. Cocoplum's right off the Platinum Triangle, which kind of everything sits right in between Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, and South Miami. So from this community, you have great access to all the restaurants and entertainment that those communities have to offer. You're probably about a 10-minute drive into downtown Coral Gables, South Miami, right down Sunset, which is probably about a 7-minute drive, and then you got Coconut Grove about 10 to 15 minutes east of that. So this is really well situated, and with regards to the schools here, you're going to see most of the people going to Lourdes, Ransom, Gulliver, and Westminster, which are some of the private schools here. And then you got Palmetto High School and Coral Gables High School nearby, which also have excellent ratings. So we have 8 waterfront homes listed here in Cocoplum with the average list price at about $2,800 per foot. There are a few listed in the low $1,000 per foot, but those are basically going to be land value or older homes that are going to be in significant need of renovation. With regards to non-waterfront homes, there's 10 active listings available, and those are at about $1,300 per foot, which is extremely low for this community and the surroundings. So that tells you that those homes are all set to be renovated, and once they are, we're going to really see those prices skyrocket to $1,800, maybe even $2,000 plus for non-waterfront property. So we've seen 3 closed sales as of late of waterfront properties, and those range from $1,800 to $2,100 per foot. Now, part of that factoring in and why it's so much lower compared to Old Cutler Bay and Gables Estates is there is a fixed bridge. However, most of those homes are in need of renovation, and once they are renovated and we start to see that new product turn over, we can get in excess of $2,500 per foot here in Cocoplum. The desirability of Cocoplum is the 24-hour gated access and the mix of both waterfront, non-waterfront, and the amenities. And we're seeing a lot of foreigners like to come in because they're used to that safety element when they come from these other countries that they're coming from. Make sure to check out ccolux.com and look for Cocoplum as one of the subdivisions, because there you can see all the availability as well as closed sales and values which you don't get from many other websites. So you can know if what you're looking at and what you're going to send us to show you is a good deal and fits within your budget and makes sense and is the right buy for you. So if Cocoplum is of interest to you, this is one of the main areas that we cover. We understand the community in and out from both a waterfront and dry perspective. As you can see, we know the values, we know the inventory. So if Cocoplum seems like the right fit for you, make sure to drop us a DM or give us a call directly so we can see how Cocoplum fits your needs.